The Moonlight and Miracles Gala is back, and so is your chance to win this newly redesigned luxury Mercedes-Benz GLC 300W.
Purchase a ticket for your chance to win and support Ashna Health mission to create a healthy state for all. All the money raised helps the patients and programs of the Ashna Cancer Institute.
Go to oxnard.org/moonlight to purchase your ticket, and you'll be helping those in need of a miracle today.
Yeah, a miracle maker to me is someone who shows great empathy and care for not only patients, but their families in the most difficult times of their lives. And it's not just about providing great care, it's about listening and understanding.
Miracle maker to me is really a truly remarkable person. We all have bad days, right? And we can get down at times, but they truly are an inspiration. I mean, whenever you have the worst of days, if you think about what they have done, what they have accomplished, the trials and tribulations that they've been through, it really pales into any issue that I have going on in my day. And so they truly are an inspiration to our community.
And I don't think of myself as a miracle maker. I think I was put in a position to help other people because of what I've been through. I think I get a really good opportunity to try to help guide people through their cancer journey and through their philanthropic efforts. And if I'm in a position to help somebody make their own miracles, I'm excited by it. But Mrs. Benson's a miracle maker.
A miracle maker is someone who gives us all hope and someone who makes a difference and moves us forward in our mission to end cancer.
A miracle maker is one who works towards the divine gift of a miracle. We do what we can, we lend the support that we can, and no one so much in this community as Gail Benson, and through those selfless efforts, you hope to contribute to the making of a miracle.
They give people who have a battle in front of them, some adversity, they're giving them hope. And oftentimes, hope becomes reality, and that's why they're miracle makers.
From the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana, this is Oxnard Health's Moonlight and Miracles Gala, presented by the Gail and Tom Benson Foundation.
Welcome to the 11th Annual Moonlight and Miracles, benefiting Ashna Cancer Institute.
And now, here are your hosts for tonight, Lori Oxnard and Mark Romaker.
Thank you to everyone who is joining us tonight. This evening is about showing our gratitude and celebrating the difference you can make in the lives of cancer patients. Oxnard is where people come to get well and stay well.
Over the past 11 years, Moonlight and Miracles has raised almost $20 million for cancer patients and their families. There are so many ways to support Oxnard's mission to treat and end cancer. One of those ways is purchasing a raffle ticket to win this 2023 Mercedes-Benz GLC. It's easy. Scan the code on your screen. And we have an exciting night in store for you. And before we welcome Oxnard Health CEO Pete November to the stage, we want to start by introducing Chief Physician Executive and President of Oxnard Clinic, Dr. Robert Hart.
The work our cancer care experts do at Oxnard MD Anderson Cancer Center and all our Oxnard Cancer Institute locations will absolutely amaze you. Saving lives, transforming futures, and keeping families together for more years to give them more cherished memories. This is our why. Our expert teams are here to deliver exceptional care with healthy outcomes close to home for thousands of people across the Gulf South. They do this through hard work, innovation, compassion, and absolute dedication to excellence. We are grateful for our committed community partners like the New Orleans Saints, who help our care teams to deliver more good days by putting smiles on the faces of our smallest patients. During Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, the players from the New Orleans Saints came marching in to visit Oxnard Hospital for Children. Let's watch this.
We came out today to visit Oshner Children's Hospital, sit down with some kids, get a chance just to talk, be a kid again and hang out with them. Take the helmet off and you just step into reality. Life hits you in a lot of different ways. I just love seeing the smiles. They put smiles on my face and they don't even realize it, just how brave they are and how proud I am of them just to come in here and keep trooping away at it. That's real heroes.
It's definitely such an honor to have that collaboration with the team. I think these are memories that they'll hold close to them for a lifetime. They can communicate to their friends and families, like, look what I got to do, look who I got to meet, and kind of be proud of that relationship they have. We get to witness that great joy and happiness that the Saints can bring to our patients and families while they're going through treatment here at the clinic. We've enjoyed our visit and are excited for the Saints season.
This is why we're here tonight. Oshner's delivering the most advanced, highest quality care and treatment options available while attracting the nation's top talent, all focused on one goal: to make cancer history for our patients. Tonight is also about showing our gratitude and celebrating the difference you can make in the lives of our cancer patients, so that Oshner can remain a place where even more people come to get and stay well. And whether it's your parents, grandparents, spouses, friends, or neighbors, cancer has touched all of us. Just last year, I stood on this stage and told you the story of my mother-in-law, Brenda, who we call B, and her battle with breast cancer. I'm sad to report that B has finished her fight. She passed away earlier this year, surrounded by her loved ones. She was the best mother-in-law and grandmother in the world, and we miss her greatly. I'd like to personally thank Dr. Zoe Larned, Dr. John Cole, Dr. Amy Rivera, Erica Doubleday, and all the other wonderful professionals that played a role in B's care team at Oshner. Tonight, we are also proud to honor Mrs. Gail Benson as we celebrate her 10th anniversary as chair of this event. Mrs. Benson has been an incredible advocate for Oshner and our community for many years. Since the opening of the Gail and Tom Benson Cancer Center, its expansion in 2020, and its transformation into a campus Oshner MD Anderson Cancer Center this year, our teams have helped thousands of people who may otherwise have had no hope. We are forever grateful for Mr. and Mrs. Benson's generous leadership and contributions. We are thrilled to celebrate Mrs. Benson's 10 years of service as chair of this special year's special event tonight. I'm honored to recognize Mrs. Gail Benson tonight on her 10th anniversary as chair of the Moonlight Miracles event, a remarkable accomplishment. I'm blessed to call Mrs. Benson my friend, and we're all deeply grateful for the incredible support she's shown our organization over the years.
The way that she cares about a person, asking about their situations, trying to relate, trying to get a grasp on how she can help. She's always looking to help somebody.
She has led by example, and that her desire to serve the welfare of others is exemplary.
She leads by example, and I think whenever you think about philanthropy, you think about what's at the core, and that core of giving, and that starts with a big heart and a real care for the community, a real care for our employees, a real care about other people. And she does it in so many ways, and I can tell you that big heart is really fueled by an amazing faith that she has.
I took this job in large part because of Mrs. Benson. I was raised in an organization in Phoenix that believed that we're caretakers of a sacred trust for an organization and for a city. And Mrs. Benson exhibits that literally every day. And so the way she leads her life, the way she encourages us to lead ours, we're always going to be stewards for the community.
Mrs. Benson, congratulations for 10 years of making an impact on the patients and programs of the Gail and Tom Benson Cancer Center.
You know, we have an expectation in our society that people that have great resources, we have high expectations for their generosity. And I think Mrs. Benson is someone who not only meets those expectations, but exceeds them. And that's inspirational.
I think it's not just about the way that she gives, but the heart and the spirit in which she gives with. And for her to be in a position that she's in and reflecting the light of the Lord in the way that she gives and the way that she serves her community, it's just an amazing thing to see.
And it's not just kindness. Kindness, I feel like, is sometimes a perception. She is truly caring, and that's what makes her different from a lot of people.
Since the opening of the Gala and Tom Benson Cancer Center and its expansion in 2020, we've been able to save countless lives. Mrs. Benson's sponsorship and generosity have made it possible for us to provide world-class cancer treatments and research, helping patients through their most challenging times. Mrs. Benson, your hard work, dedication, and passion for giving back is inspiring. On behalf of myself and the entire Ochsner team, I want to say thank you for all that you've given and done for Ochsner, our patients, our providers and staff, and our community as a whole. Congratulations on 10 years of making miracles happen at the Ochsner Cancer Institute.
Good evening, everyone. It is my humble honor to chair this important celebration this evening. Since 2013, Moonlight in Miracles has raised nearly $20 million to support Ochsner's critical cancer research and innovations in patient care right here in New Orleans and throughout the Gulf South region. We aim to raise $2 million this evening, and we're counting on you to help us make a difference in the lives of the many people fighting cancer in our community.
I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon by training and by board certification. I perform general thoracic surgery. That primarily involves all non-cardiac disease of the chest cavity. Hey man, how's it going? For my OR days, I typically get here between 6:45 and 6:50. The reason is that our patients are required to be in the room at 7 a.m. I typically will touch base with my team, make sure that there are no new events overnight, no new consults, no patients that are not doing well. We also reiterate our game plan for the day, discuss the cases that we're going to perform. Usually I'm in the operating room by between 7:30 and 8 a.m. once the anesthesia team has prepared the patient for surgery. Are we on one lung ventilation?
No, sir. You ready for it?
Go to one lung, please. I've always had an interest in cardiothoracic surgery. I have the good fortune of being pretty well versed in the traditional open surgical techniques, but also have been able to witness and participate in the evolution of minimally invasive thoracic surgery. For example, I've seen the evolution into the application of robotics and have been able to be one of the early adopters of robotic surgery. So in this particular patient's case, we plan on going in and performing a removal of a portion of her lower lobe. During the surgery, we will also take out lymph nodes. One of the profound advantages of robotic surgery is that we're able to do a pretty detailed and extensive lymph node dissection. The robot has been an absolutely wonderful addition to our armamentarium in thoracic surgery. We don't spread the ribs, we don't break any ribs. There's usually minimal to no blood loss. The magnification is 10 times what the naked eye can see. So we're seeing extreme views of whatever target we're looking at. Our average postoperative length of stay now is at around 2.3 days. The national average, for those who do report, 5.4 days. So we're not even half of what the national average is for lung cancer surgery. I'm very proud of the work that I do, but I certainly don't do this in a vacuum. I have a very skillful and dedicated team. And I've been fortunate here at Ochsner to have been surrounded by a very enthusiastic, nice, very nice, knowledgeable, and committed group. They make the difference.
There are several ways you can support Ochsner patients tonight. Every dollar you give, whatever amount, will help a future cancer patient and you too through the life-saving research and care these donations support. If everyone watching right now donated $25, each of you could fund the transportation of a patient going to receive treatment or the cost of a meal to a cancer patient in need. So use the number on the screen to text your donation today. And receiving a cancer diagnosis, as we all know, can be one of life's most difficult experiences. But fortunately, the experts at Ochsner are here to help and to heal. From the innovative treatments to dedicated multidisciplinary teams, Ochsner delivers a seamless experience and access to the most advanced care available anywhere. This transformational care is exactly what tonight is all about.
For cancer patients and their families, ringing this bell is a celebration of a positive outcome. Cancer patients tell us it's one of the sweetest sounds that anyone can hear. Through its state-of-the-art facilities and its forward-looking approach to researching and identifying the best solutions to stop cancer in its tracks, Ochsner is leading the way in treatment advances against cancer, while working just as hard to prevent it and have more patients ring that bell. Our next guests have dedicated their lives to the cause, providing the right care and helping people.
Thank you. As the medical director of the Ochsner Cancer Institute, and throughout my 14 years as a cancer surgeon at Ochsner, I've had the privilege of caring for hundreds of patients and helping them through a terrifying time in their lives. The sense of community that characterizes our part of the country is powerful. And I'm going to steal some words from one of my partners in gynecologic oncology, Dr. Jacob Estes, who recently told me that we're blessed to be able to help people who mean a lot to people who mean a lot to us. So to put that another way, we strive to deliver the best cancer care to real people who are our friends, our family members, and our neighbors, whose lives we are truly saving, changing, and extending. The breadth of care we provide each day and the results of the team-based care we offer speak for themselves. 5-year cancer survival rates for patients treated at Ochsner continue to exceed the national averages, not only for the 4 major cancer types, breast, colon, lung, and prostate, but also for melanoma, head and neck, pancreatic, ovarian, and cervical cancers. When a patient comes to us, their care team can include as many as 20 multidisciplinary cancer specialists working together to provide high-quality treatment. The ability to leverage the shared commitment of our group practice to help patients through team-based, disease-focused cancer care directly led to our partnership with MD Anderson Cancer Center, which we announced earlier this year. Today, our patients receive care based on the same protocols and practice standards provided at MD Anderson in Houston, Texas, while also benefiting from integration with its clinicians and researchers. What does this mean to you at home? Here's what some of our team members have to say about the new partnership.
Are you already rolling? You can just look right here at the...
Okay, I'll stay right there.
Well, thinking back to my first grade parent-teacher conference when they asked me to draw what I wanted to be when I grew up, I drew an LSU cheerleader.
An architect. That was my dream as a child.
A marine biologist.
I wanted to be a scientist.
A roller coaster designer.
Thought about being a veterinarian and a physical therapist.
I really wanted to be a fireman.
I would joke with my parents, I want to be Tom Cruise.
Being a fireman, maybe that's what we do now in cancer care, helping solve a problem when the stakes are high.
Imagine having a cancer diagnosis, not knowing what the future holds. The bravery, the courage that is exhibited by the patients on a daily basis. I think all of that drives me.
My favorite part about treating breast cancer patients is being able to make their diagnosis a little less scary.
The word cancer means a lot of things to a lot of people, so being able to help people understand is really important, and that a lot of times takes the fear away.
It's watching them take a deep breath, their posture changes, and suddenly you can just see that they know it's going to be okay, that we're here for them.
It's always the patients. That's always the most important thing. Smiling, holding their hand.
The partnership with MD Anderson is huge. Having that partnership will allow our patients here in Louisiana to keep their care close to home.
The care of patients with cancer is critically linked with cancer research.
There's decreased access to these clinical trials, especially for diverse patient populations. That's what we have here in the state of Louisiana. So this is going to be an amazing partnership to bring original science to patients in all our regions.
It takes a team to treat cancer, and this partnership with MD Anderson will allow us to enlarge our team to such a degree that we can now mirror care here in Louisiana, similar to what patients might receive in Houston.
When I graduated from college, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I actually went over to MD Anderson for my treatment. We're able to bring access to clinical trials, access to groundbreaking therapies, and we can deliver that with this partnership.
Every day, this job gives me the opportunity to help somebody. It gives me the opportunity to solve a problem, and the problems are big. And it gives me the opportunity to learn something. Like, if you can do that, that's a glorious day.
Tonight, we are joined by Chris McKee, the Senior Vice President and Chief Strategy and Development Officer at MD Anderson Cancer Center.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moore. We have been so proud to welcome Ochsner Health as our newest partner of MD Anderson Cancer Center, and the only one in Louisiana. More than 80 years ago, MD Anderson opened its doors with a resolute commitment to ending cancer in Texas, across the country, and around the world. Since then, we have sought out relationships with like-minded institutions committed to delivering care through the adoption of MD Anderson's treatment plans and through our approach of engaging multidisciplinary care teams, quality assurance measures to assure a higher level of care for cancer patients. Our experts have consistently remarked about the high level of care, the focus on safety, and the culture of compassion demonstrated by the team here at Ochsner. We also have been so impressed by the organization's outstanding collaboration and teamwork. Today, Ochsner MD Anderson locations mirror our experts in Houston in the delivery of cancer care, driven by innovative research and centered around patients. The partnership is supporting cancer patients throughout southeastern Louisiana by providing greater access to world-renowned cancer care close to home. It's also promoting coordinated, collaborative research and earlier access to some investigational drugs and clinical trials, which may offer life-saving or improved outcomes for cancer patients in Louisiana. We are proud to offer eligible patients in the region access to select trials for treatments that are among the most advanced in the nation. I want to thank the entire Ochsner Health team for their exceptional collaboration and partnership so far, and we are excited to help build on Ochsner's commitment to elevating cancer care, research, prevention services offered to patients here in Louisiana. Now let's watch a story showcasing some of the amazing innovations the team here at Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center is providing.
This all began right after Katrina. I started passing blood. They did a CAT scan and it indicated I had a tumor on my kidney. Performed surgery, removed my kidney, and everything was fine for years. Then in 2016, they discovered a tumor on my bladder. They performed surgery on me, and I was being treated for about 1.5 years. And I kept complaining that my back was hurting and that my balance was off. I just wasn't right. Then I started passing blood. This was at another local hospital. The tumor board did some extensive scans and all together told me that I had maybe 6 to 8 months. That there was no way that they could perform surgery. And whatever they did for me was going to be very harsh side effects, and I'd probably still not make it.
When Mr. Veruso originally presented, it was found that he had metastatic renal cell carcinoma that had spread to his bone. This is a terminal diagnosis, one without a cure.
Based on that diagnosis, they gave me very little hope, but they were not aware of the research that was being done at MD Anderson. He said, number one, we don't talk about a prognosis like that. Tomorrow we could find a cure for cancer. Dr. Tenier said, well, rather than coming here for treatment, I've got a young doctor in New Orleans that's done his fellowship with me years ago.
He hadn't been given much hope before, and he was looking for another opinion. And I think that's what he got when he saw Dr. Tanier and myself, and he was able to start immunotherapy.
When patients develop cancer, the immune system drops its guard, and then there is spread of the cancer to vital organs, which really, this is what Mr. Beruso had. He had stage 4 disease.
Because of being led to MD Anderson and then to Ochsner 5 years ago, I'm still alive.
Your heart sounds good. Nice normal rhythm.
The staff, all the nurses, all the physicians, everyone has been so compassionate.
I think it's super important to have connection with your patients. I think that goes a long way into helping them stay motivated for treatment and for being able to go through the hard times as well as enjoying the good times together. I love you.
I love you too.
I love my kids.
I've dreamed of a partnership between Ochsner and MD Anderson for over a decade. When I drive up to the Cancer Center these days and I see the MD Anderson sign, it makes me feel proud of the work I did years ago when I was in Houston, and it makes me feel very proud of the work I'm doing here at Ochsner today, because I know that both institutions at their heart have as our principal goal the eradication of cancer.
I've just always been one to fight. Well, my outlook is fantastic because I'm still here after being told that I'd be dead in such a short period of time. So every day is a gift. And I look forward to the future.
Cancer care at Ochsner is accredited and nationally recognized, with the U.S. News & World Report ranking us as high performing in the treatment of leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma, as well as in prostate, lung, and colon cancer surgeries. The publication also ranks Ochsner's ear, nose, and throat specialty in the nation's top 50, and this ranking is driven largely by our head and neck surgical oncology team. A cancer diagnosis is devastating, and undergoing cancer treatment is not only physically challenging, but takes a toll on the well-being of the patient and their loved ones. This is why our talented team of cancer specialists are committed to caring for the whole person throughout every step of their cancer journey. This coordinated and connected team also focused on the unique needs of each patient, delivering a truly personalized approach to care. Our team includes critically important nurse navigators, dietitians, psychologists, social workers, pharmacists, acupuncturists, and many others committed to helping minimize cancer's impact on our patients' lives.
Y'all, what do you think is the most number of times you've ever talked to a patient?
I would say 365 days in a year, probably double that. Say about double that.
I get a phone call from one particular patient, 5 days a week. Really? Yes, 5 days a week. And it's usually around the same time. You're part of their morning coffee and paper. This role allows us to provide so much education for our patients and explain to them what the chemotherapy avenue is for them and what all it involves.
Right, because it's a lot.
It is a whole lot. It's very overwhelming.
We work closely with our doctors, but we also work closely with surgery, with radiation, with radiology. If they have questions, we're the person that they're going to reach out to.
And then they know that when they call us, we're going to answer.
So just imagine going somewhere else, another facility where they don't have navigators.
True. I wouldn't want to be a patient going somewhere else and knowing what we know, that what we have to offer.
Right. You know, we develop relationships with these patients, and it's not like we see them one day and then they're gone. We get to know them We get to know their families.
It is rewarding to know so many lives that we have touched, even if it's sometimes only by a phone call.
Right. During COVID, this one patient, the daughter called me and asked me if we could arrange her graduation to be outside.
Yep.
And these family members came in all of their cars. They were in the parking lot. They had posters and bells and bullhorns. And when she exited the building after her last chemo, the fans just erupted with their horns and bells and whistles, and she was crying. And so, it's gonna make me cry. The daughter came and hugged me and thanked me, and that just is so touching to know that we made that day for that patient.
Right. It makes a big difference.
I think it's so fortunate that we have this department to provide that care for our patients from beginning to end.
Thinking back on it now, I couldn't imagine, like 3 years ago, I saw myself being an infusion nurse until retirement. But then now it's like, oh my gosh, this is the best job that I've had.
I'm so glad I got you in with me,
and
then we got Chelsea in with us, because in this role we have to trust each other. We have a sisterhood.
That's true. Yeah.
That we may not have had otherwise.
Together, our mission is to change the course of cancer care for Louisiana and the Gulf South.
Thanks, Andy. We offer breakthrough therapies and technologies at Ochsner that you won't find anywhere else in the state. In addition to our Ochsner MD Anderson facilities located in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Covington, there are also experts in our regional cancer centers who can connect with you and help you on your cancer journey no matter where you live, from Lake Charles to Meridian and even into the panhandle of Florida. We are proud to be the first cancer center in the state to deliver one of the latest innovations, CAR T-cell therapy. Now, as a surgeon, I have to tell you that this is amazing. We basically teach your own immune system how to fight your specific cancer. Take a look at this amazing video.
I was missing a lot of the symptoms because I was trying to get in shape and trying to lose weight. And the fact that I had lost 45 pounds, I just thought I was doing great.
I had a hurt and a bleed down in my stomach. So I went over here and she sent me to have a CT scan.
But I started itching a lot and I started sweating a lot.
And maybe it was a hernia. She said it wasn't a hernia.
And I went for an appointment to just get a physical.
They took x-rays.
My blood work looked fine, but when I got up on the table, the doctor felt swollen lymph nodes all over my body.
And he told me that I had lymphoma. And when I found out about that, me and Martha decided, and the kids, they wanted me to go to Ochsner.
I had 6 chemotherapy treatments and I was in complete remission after the first 3. But I was also warned that this form of lymphoma always comes back.
So after that, they done a PET scan around the 1st of January of this year.
But in the end of the year last year, in November, December of 2022, I started getting some itching on my arms.
They took another PET scan in February and it was back.
And the scan was clear that I was relapsing.
Yeah, I built some birdhouses too. I got some feeders inside, little boxes that I can put a 50-pound bag in there, and I don't have to feed them for a week. I've done seismograph work, oil exploration, and I stayed out there 30 years, and I retired. I've been here 46 years. We raised our family. We got 8 grandkids and 3 great-grandkids.
But I think this will be the first time that the committee has ever seen a potential sunset date.
In 2004, I joined the board of Ochsner Health, retired from my job as CEO of TurboSquid, became the chairman of the board, and started a financial firm doing investment management. I do spend time hunting and some time fishing, which I really enjoy, being outdoors. I collect Burgundy wine, although not really to collect it. I mostly collect it because I intend to drink it one day. The first thing my doctor said to me is, I don't want you to worry about this. This is not something we would consider life-threatening. It's just a disease and we have to go back and fight it, and we have a number of tools at our disposal.
So they decided to do the CAR T.
So CAR T-cell therapy is a new way of reprogramming the immune system.
And essentially what happens is we're able to take out what are called T cells, engineer them, and send them to a lab and train them to kill cancer cells.
And we call it a living drug because this therapy now lives within a patient and is constantly hunting for these cancer cells. This is a game changer for blood cancers, potentially life-saving therapy for patients who would be approaching the end of a line of treatment options.
I don't feel bad.
When you have a disease like cancer and you're cured or you're put back in remission, it's a little bit like walking up to the edge of a big cliff and looking over and wondering, am I going to end up down in that ravine or am I going to pull back from the edge?
The first time I thought about it, after they told me, of course, everybody gets scared. Don't matter how old you are or who you are. I know I got Jesus in my life, and that's what helped me through. And after I realized that, I wasn't scared anymore. It didn't bother me anymore. All I wanted to do was go to the doctors, and whatever they said do, we do it.
These are his own immune cells, which we collected several weeks ago. They have gone to get reprogrammed to be able to recognize his cancer. More of them were made in the lab, and they've been returned to us, and now they're infusing right in here through his IV back into his body. Our hope and what we will see is that they will go to work and start fighting his cancer and hopefully bring him into remission.
All right. See you soon. Yeah.
After that, I don't know how, I can't remember how many weeks it was, they took another PET scan and found out I was in remission at that length of time. But anyway, it was a blessing to know that it worked so fast. And right now, that's where we at.
So we've got some really, really good results, incredible results. Congratulations, you are in remission. There's no active evidence of disease whatsoever on the PET scan. We're all just really, really happy, really excited for you.
You behave.
I will. No more trouble.
No more trouble.
Yeah. This was really a historic event for us here in Louisiana.
To work through trying to build a unique program from scratch through a pandemic, all the healthcare changes that came with that, to see now in 2023, we've treated the first adult CAR T patients in the state with a success story of remission. That is why we do this.
We often do hear about the term game changer, and one way I tend to look at that is a lot of these patients, once their cancers had relapsed, we were talking to them about palliative therapies, treatments that may buy them a year or two of life. Often that was not great quality of life. Even circumstances where we were talking about hospice, and now we have a therapy where we're actually talking about cure. And so it's pretty amazing to see that progression.
Well, one of the interesting things about having a disease like cancer is you walk into it with some notion about what your life was before and who you are and what you do, and none of that matters once you're diagnosed. There's no amount of money that can help you. You've just got to go through this process and make it. And in that way, it's a great leveler.
How you doing? I'm Andy Wisdom.
Donnie Stafford.
Donnie, how are you?
Fine.
It's nice to see you.
You too. You too.
I've heard a little bit about you. And,
Was it good or bad?
It was all good.
Okay.
It was all good.
Yeah, when they come in the hospital, they brought me some balloons, happy birthday balloons, and a cake. And they call that, when they put them T cells in there, you actually started a new life. That's what they say. So that's what I felt like. I started a new life. They give me some more time. Excuse me for my crying, but it just overwhelms me to find out that maybe I'll soon be well. And I'm gonna tell you, I just appreciate everything that they've done. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. And I do appreciate them and I love them. And I hope they continue doing what they do.
to heal other people. And I just say thank you.
Each year at this event, Ochsner honors an outstanding oncologist and a leading member of our community. And this year we are honoring those of all ages. These are people who dedicate themselves to helping others diagnosed with cancer. Please let us introduce this year's honorees. And you'll be surprised that our first miracle maker is an entire school community.
Getting a diagnosis of cancer is scary. And when we walked into the building, Ashley looked at me and said, "Mom, this is a place of love and hope." And from the minute we hit those doors, it was a wonderful experience. That sounds crazy in the midst of cancer, that you could have a wonderful experience, but we did.
When I went to appointments with my mom, she was just cared for. Like, they genuinely cared, and they just took her in like it was them. It was like they were treating her like they would treat their family. That's when my volleyball team and we started doing the fundraising, and in October we'd have a pink game and raise money, do silent auction, and would give to Ochsner.
Well, you know, it's important, being an educational institution, that there's more to life than just the academic side or the social side or the athletic side. It's to be involved in your community. When we began this project, I guess now almost 20 years ago, it was an exciting opportunity for us to get our kids to be involved in giving back. One of the things that I think is so important is that you introduce children into different avenues, into different venues. Dr. Matrana, who is a major part of the research program at Ochsner, is a former student here who got interested simply through a science fair.
And it's really where my scientific and medical career began, when I took many science courses with the faculty there and really started developing a true love for science and for research.
And now he's got an opportunity to affect people's lives. And the same thing with young people in this involvement with our pink volleyball. And that's where our major fundraiser is, and our girls at our pink volleyball game. But as soon as football practice is over that day, all the boys come in, cheerleaders are here, parents are here. The men's club gets involved, sells all the hot dogs and hamburgers and nachos and cheese, and all of that fun goes into this project.
These are students who are in high school, who are trying to get through their day, who are taking time out of their lives to raise funds for people that they've never met.
I just think that's such an important principle that we should all live by, and that is, again, to give back and recognize how blessed we are and how quickly life can change, and how sometimes our need needs to be met too. And so that's the purpose of why we do our pink games and support Ochsner's cancer program.
Presenting this year's award to John Curtis Christian School is Mrs. Gail Benson and Pete November. Accepting the award on behalf of the John Curtis community and the Ashley Rickner Foundation is Kathy Rickner, Alicia Nackery, and Preston Curtis.
Our next honoree is Dr. Suma Reddy Sadi, an expert in medical oncology at Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. She specializes in a variety of cancers, including thoracic, gastrointestinal, pancreatic, colon, and head and neck cancer. Dr. Reddy Sadi is passionate about cancer care and aims to provide the best multidisciplinary and cutting-edge care for her patients. She is also dedicated to enhancing Ochsner's philanthropic efforts, and she is viewed as one of the most dynamic and inspirational leaders in this organization.
Congratulations, Dr. Sadi, on being named this year's Miracle Maker. You run circles around all of us, and I couldn't think of anyone more deserving for this award.
This is a well-deserved honor for an extremely committed individual. Every day, you demonstrate a level of commitment that all of us aspire to.
the work that you've done here at St. Tammany Cancer Center to really elevate us to where we are today. We could not have done it, and we could not be here today if it wasn't for you. You were really the catalyst that made us to what we are today and what we will be in the future.
From rounding in your pregnancy to where you could barely stand up, to doing 15 things at once that nobody else could do at all, you've proven that you're a fantastic physician and an even better colleague and friend.
You never seem to have a pause button. I'm trying to figure out exactly how you keep going. Some people call you the unicorn, some people call you the Suminator, but to me, you've become an incredible colleague, an incredible friend.
To me, a miracle maker is somebody who does whatever it takes to get more good days for our patients and makes good days for our teams as well, whether those are big miracles or small miracles. So I think it's just fantastic what you've done for the patients, for our teams, and for me.
Suma is also doing a great job raising her 2 children. We sometimes wonder how she finds time to do all these things so well and so successfully.
She loves her profession more than anything else. At the same time, she is the most responsible daughter and loving wife and caring mother.
The kids and I wanted to say how much we appreciate all your efforts, both at work and especially at home. Again, congratulations and great job.
And the amount of care and compassion that you show to patients is unprecedented.
Suma, you have held my hand for the last 8 years through colon cancer, lung cancer, tongue cancer, melanoma cancer. It's because of your way of handling these things and what you've told me about what to expect that allowed me to keep a positive mental attitude during 8 long years of fighting cancer. I also got this award, but I got the award only for survival. You got the award for helping people survive. Thank you.
You completely helped me through that journey, my cancer journey. You were kind, compassionate, knowledgeable, always on my side. I felt like I always had a cheerleader with you next to me all the time. So I thank you for that, and I'm so proud of you for being a miracle maker, because I feel like you saved my life, a miracle to me, and my whole family loves you. We all love you, and congratulations again.
Presenting the second Miracle Maker Award to Dr. Suma Reddy Sadi is Mrs. Gail Benson and Pete November.
Tonight, I have the honor of introducing a Lifetime Achievement Award for Dr. John Bolton, a physician who, over the last 50 years, has performed groundbreaking cancer surgeries on thousands of patients with complex cancers and mentored countless cancer care physicians in their careers.
I'm not sure how many times in a row I'm going to need to celebrate the career and retirement of John Bolton. This is about the third party we've had, so he's really milking it.
Maybe my favorite Dr. Bolton memory was when I had first come to Oxnard and I wanted to cook crawfish and I had no idea how to do it. And I was telling Dr. Bolton that in the surgeon's lounge. And sure enough, he said, well, I'll come over, tell me when, and I'll show you how to do it. And so Dr. Bolton taught me how to boil crawfish, and I do not have a crawfish boil without fondly thinking of Dr. Bolton.
You went out to buy some fishing poles, and you were gone for a long, long time. And you came back, and I said, where have you been? And you said, I found this store. It's so amazing. It has everything. And I said, well, what's the name of it? And you said, Walmart. But it's because you were so absorbed in what you were doing that the outside world really didn't impact you much at all.
I'd like this message to focus on your commitment and will probably be your longest lasting legacy, and that's to the training of the next generations of surgeons. Your commitment to education, I think, has been appropriately acknowledged with the naming of our Alumni Association, the John Bolton Society. Your dedication to Oxnard and to the Department of Surgery and to your patients is exemplary.
You've inspired students and passed on wisdom and art to a new generation of surgeons. You've mentored faculty and changed the course of careers.
His name is truly synonymous with excellence in surgical oncology at this institution and in the Gulf South.
You have contributed greatly to our status, to Ochsner's status, to our contribution to surgery in this community, because people come here wanting the best, and they knew you were the best.
It's been, I think, a great privilege of mine and sort of an enduring experience and memory to be able to do some of my kind of all-time favorite work with him. And I think that's a really special thing that I won't ever forget.
And I'm very happy for you, and I love you.
Thank you for what you've done for our community. Thank you for what you've done for Ochsner. And thank you for what you've done for me and my family. Congratulations, John. Well done. Well deserved.
Congratulations, Pops. Proud of you.
It's my honor to join Mrs. Benson. And by the way, Dr. Bolton's son, Nathan, was going to be here. He is also a cancer surgeon at Ochsner, but unfortunately just walked out of the operating room performing a surgery there, so wasn't able to make it. So now to Dr. Bolton to present the first ever Lifetime Achievement Award to my colleague and friend, Dr. John Bolton.
I'd like to thank, first of all, the colleagues who over the years have helped me take care of my patients. They're a wonderful group. They do great work. For those of you who are in the audience, you know who you are. I can't mention you by name, but God bless you. You do God's work day in and day out. When I was a fellow many years ago at Memorial Sloan Kettering, Dr. Tom Starzl, the pioneer liver transplant surgeon, spent a day with me and the other 5 fellows. He said many things to us that day, but one of them particularly stood out to me. He said, if you want to try to make a difference with your career, pick something that's hard. Pick something where the results are terrible, where the treatments are ineffective, because if you can make a contribution there, you're really going to have an impact. Well, for me as a budding young surgical oncologist in the late 70s, that area was upper GI cancer. Anyone who's familiar with the outcomes at that point in time knows that they were dismal. My colleagues, my other fellows said, why do you want to do that? You know, do breast cancer, colorectal cancer, melanoma, and God bless you, those are God's works as well. But they said, you know, the outcome is so bad, but I wanted to try to be part of finding a cure for those cancers. So here we are 45 years later, and you have to judge what you've done in your life, and I candidly have to tell you, I have not succeeded, not yet at least. We are not yet to the point where we can routinely cure all, really even most of patients, let's say, with newly diagnosed pancreatic cancer. I think if you set your aspirations high in life, you have to be ready for some disappointment. And so I can live with that. I'm not discouraged. In fact, I'm more optimistic than ever. We're fortunate to live at a time where new discoveries about cancer biology, early diagnosis, and treatment are occurring at an unprecedented rate. And we really have the opportunity to cure these intractable cancers. So as I accept this award, which I'm deeply grateful for, I want to challenge our young, very bright group of oncologists at Ochsner to finish this work. It's my belief, in fact, that we have most of the techniques and treatments that we need available, but the hard work that faces us is refining them, learning how to combine them, when to combine them, and I trust that my younger colleagues will carry on this work to its goal. So I want to thank you very much, Mrs. Benson, Robert, and Ochsner for this wonderful award.
Thank you, Dr. Hart, Mrs. Benson, and Dr. Bolton. And thank you all again for joining us tonight to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of the Ochsner Cancer Institute. I would like to again recognize Mrs. Gail Benson and her dedication over the past 10 years as chair of this amazing event.
Congratulations, Mr. B, on your 10th year as chair of Moonlight and Miracles. Your leadership and support of the entire New Orleans community is unmatched.
We have all taken inspiration from your hard work, dedication, passion, and loyalty that you have displayed throughout these 10 years of support. Congratulations.
As the leader of our organization and community, you are an inspiration for others to emulate. Congratulations on your 10th year as chair of Moonlight and Miracles.
In 2022, Ochsner's teams performed more than 300,000 preventative cancer screenings at facilities across the organization. And as we all know, prevention and early diagnosis before symptoms appear are the keys to greater survival. So please make that appointment today, see your doctor, and get your screenings. Don't put your health or your future at risk. Thank you all again. This could not be done without your help. Thank you. So visit the website on your television screen today to see where the nearest screenings are for you and to get resources on how you can start down the path to creating a healthier you. There's no time like today, and the Ochsner team is ready to help with all of your health and wellness needs.
You heard the inspiring stories of these Ochsner health cancer patients this evening, and it is now our honor to welcome Andy Wisdom, William Veruso, and Donald Stafford to the stage.
Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you all for being with us tonight.
Remember, you can support Ochsner's Cancer Patient Assistance Fund by texting the number on your screen. This fund directly supports patients like Andy, William, and Donald in their care journeys. A $5 or $10 donation can go to simple things like transportation costs for patients to get to their treatments, nutritionist support, as well as exciting cancer trials and innovative treatments being done at the Ochsner Cancer Institute. We hope you will consider donating anything you can, and let's change the future together. And don't forget to tune into this station on Monday to find out who wins the Mercedes-Benz. Thank you again for joining us tonight.